We are working on a project right now that we actually got money from the state legislature last year. We got $10 million to build a non-school-based shelter.
That's Flagler County Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord speaking on the latest episode of the Chamber Business Report on WNZF. Flagler County is moving forward with plans for a $10 million state-funded emergency shelter at the county fairgrounds. The facility will be built to withstand hurricanes and disasters, but when skies are clear, it will double as a hub for community and commercial events.
The state of Florida is fully funding the building of this shelter out at the fairgrounds for us. So it's not costing local taxes. Now, we all pay state taxes, so it goes into the state tax. It is, but it's money that we all paid to Tallahassee that's coming back from Tallahassee back into our community.
Unlike some counties, Flagler's population growth isn't triggering new school construction, which means shelter space has to be addressed in other ways. Funded by the Florida legislature and administered through the Department of Commerce, the shelter will host weddings, expos, business conferences, and more, boosting the local economy.
That building will be usable by our community when it's not being used as a shelter. I am hoping that I am the lowest number user of it, like once a year or less, maybe once a year to exercise and test it. The rest of the time, think of it as an exhibit hall at the fairgrounds. It'll be an air-conditioned exhibit hall, so there can be community events. People can rent it out. People could have weddings there. You could have chamber expos there.
Absolutely.
So, and it's actually getting funded oddly enough, through the Department of Commerce, because 99% of the time, hopefully, it's being used for something other than what I need it for. But when I need it, it's being built as a hurricane-proof building in the first place.
Lord says surveys are complete, the design is 30% done, and construction is on the horizon. And when can we expect the building to open to the public?
Fingers crossed, open summer of next year, summer of 26.
The Chamber Report airs every Saturday morning at 10 on WNZF and can be heard anytime on the Flagler radio app. Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, August 11th.
This is Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley reminding you that school starts on Monday, which means there will be more traffic, bicyclists, and walkers on their way to school.
School is back in session today.
The 2025-26 Flagler County school year begins today, and the Flagler County Sheriff's Office is increasing patrols around school zones and residential bus stops to reinforce traffic safety, education, and awareness.
And remember, it's safer to not get distracted. We will have extra deputies out patrolling and enforcing school zones and crosswalks. And remember, if a school bus is stopped with its flashing red lights out, it's a very expensive fine if you fail to stop or you pass a stopped school bus with their flashing lights.
Members of the FCSO command staff will join school resource deputies at every public school in the county this morning to welcome students and teachers as they embark on a new year of learning. In addition, volunteer citizen observer patrol members will assist patrol deputies with monitoring school zones and residential areas for student safety.
Remember also, it is not legal to text in a school zone. Together, we can ensure our kids have a safe start for the school year and know that our school resource deputies are trained and well prepared to handle anything that may occur.
Message boards will be displayed throughout the county in high traffic areas when school is in session to remind drivers that safety is as simple as ABC. Always be careful. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, conveniently located right off I-95 at exit 311.
Once we get through the budget season, our budget season is concluding. It'll be finished in September. And I'm pretty confident that we'll be regrouping to talk about how we're going to do long-term funding for renourishment.
Last week's Free for All Friday featured a deep dive on beach management and how to pay for the county's plan.
Flagler County Commission Chair Andy Dance with details on a Municipal Services Benefit Unit program.
Well, the MSBU has to be, right, we've got studies that have to tie a benefit to the property, otherwise it could be legally challenged.
Dance says the program isn't fully developed yet.
The MSBU that we had planned was always for maintenance. So we were not in an immediate hurry to be able to do the studies for that because it had always been intended for the maintenance and the renourishment part. So the recent meeting was really about moving that up to handle construction, and we weren't in a place where we could get the the studies done in time to use the MSBU for the construction.
Dance says the board plans to revisit the MSBU and have it in place by the next fiscal year.
There's some additional funds needed for construction of the final stages. We have Reach 2. That's the next renourishment part, is from where we stop just north of the pier, and it goes 5.5 miles north. That's Reach 2, and we got one final permit we'll get in September. We'll probably go out to bid in September, October to start construction on that second Reach in the beginning of the year, in the spring.
Tomorrow we'll look at other funding options. I'm Daryl Moody reporting.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Lee Show with your WNZF local sports update.
It's the final week of the high school football preseason. Both schools welcomed out the community to get to know their teams. Matanzas hosted a blue and white intra-squad scrimmage at the school Friday night. Coach Matt Forrest talked about the experience returning on offense.
We're very excited to have those returners coming back, and they've been great leaders for our football program all off season.
Forrest was equally impressed with his defense.
They fight hard and play hard and do what they're coached to do. So, yeah, we're very fortunate on the defensive side of the ball to have a lot of returning players and some guys that got some really good skill as well.
In their final tune-up for the regular season, the Pirates host Episcopal at the Ship Friday night. Saturday morning, FPC hosted a media day at the school, offering an opportunity to meet the Bulldogs. Senior quarterback Ladarius Simmons returns to FPC from Halifax. He reflected on the offseason.
It's been exciting. Waiting for a season. We're going to do big things this season.
Sophomore receiver Nolan Caliendo started as a freshman. He says Coach Patrick Turner has helped him prepare for a bigger role this year.
It's been good. He's a really good coach. Really helped me getting better. I really like his playbook and getting me involved. It's just been really helpful. It's been really great so far.
Kenneth Robinson comes to the south end of town from Matanzas. A 3-year starter at corner, he'll get time at receiver this season as well.
I'm very excited. Offense is funner than defense, I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad I get to make a better impact on both sides of the ball, help my team out a little bit more.
The Bulldogs will trek up 100 for a 3-team jamboree with Terry Parker and Palatka Friday night. A week from Friday, FPC and Matanzas will clash in the 17th Potato Bowl at the Ship. Rich Carroll and I will have the broadcast live here on WNZF and the Flagler radio app. Head coach Daniel Fish has informed WNZF that First Baptist Christian Academy will not begin playing football for the 2025 season due to insufficient turnout. And Bulldog first baseman Marion Clayton announced his commitment this weekend to Jacksonville University. Marion was the county's lone representative on the Daytona Beach News Journal All-Area team this past season. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.